This is the inaugural Borealis, and you're a passenger. Come on, guys. Just want to go through. Sure. Okay. You gonna edit us out?
Wow. I am thinking so many things. First of all, I'm thinking there were lots of times when I thought I was not going to get to take this ride. There were so many obstacles in the way, so many times when it looked like this wasn't going to happen. And it is just, it's kind of overwhelming to actually be here and actually have it happen.
Do for you when you go back to Washington, D.C.? What advantages does this train give you when you continue on your day-to-day work life?
Certainly from the point of view of doing advocacy, this is a win. This is a way of showing policymakers in Washington how this can be done. It's easy to sort of pour cold water on it. Well, it was just one extra train. It took so long to do just one extra train. But it's actually a lot more than one extra train. What it is it's bringing a new state partner into the Amtrak network, Minnesota, working with those counties, ironing out what it takes to have 3 states working together on a new route. And so all of those things are different. And all of those things are examples now that we can take to Washington and say, now we have a blueprint. So now that we can do this in other places, we can do this in other states, we can do this across states. And so it's not impossible. It's not that it can't be done. It can be done. We've proved it can be done. And it's going to be done in a really compelling way, right? I mean, this is, for roughly $13 million, you're going to get back $45 to $50 million to the economy of the 3 states. And that's the kind of thing that we can say in Washington that gets attention. The fact that this train is going to run when it does, so they're really, for me, the fact that this train has the schedule that it has, right? It makes day trips possible that are really not possible with the existing services. And why is that so important? Well, there's a lot of people who are going to take this trip who wouldn't go at all, right? We think that probably 60% of the riders that are going to be on this train, we're going to divert from the highways. You're going to be off the cars. But there's going to be something on the order of 15,000 a year or so of folks who just wouldn't travel at all. They just wouldn't make the trip. But they're going to make the trip because they can. So they can go to the Dells from, say, St. Paul or from even Chicago and make a weekend of it. Those kinds of things are important. Those kinds of things matter. Because when people do that and they get on the train, they get off in some place and spend money in the hotels and spend money even in Airbnb or shopping or restaurants or whatever it is, all of that supports a lot of people and a lot of jobs and a lot of communities. And it connects communities together. And it's a lot easier to connect a community when you can get off the train at 3 in the afternoon instead of in the middle of the night. So the fact that this train exists as a daylight train between these areas that really do have a lot of connection, otherwise it's going to be transformative. It's going to be so cool to come up here in a year or 2 or 3 and see what's changed and see how many things have grown and blossomed around it. That's really what I'm looking forward to seeing.